This lesson is about rounding a given decimal to any place using place value understanding and a vertical number line. Very much similar to lesson 2 yesterday, only we're going to take the problems one step farther. Yesterday's lesson, we asked you to do problems like this, where you round 49 and 67 hundredths to the nearest 10. Take a moment and solve that one. Okay, if you did it according to the way that we talked about yesterday, the first thing you did is a place value chart to decompose your problem. Okay, and then we slid the 4 over, so we have 49 ones, which then we lined up with our place value chart, not place value chart, a vertical number line, excuse me. And we had 4 tens because we already started with 4 tens. We know it's not going to be less than that. We go one more, which is 5 tens, and in the middle we have 4 tens and 5 ones, and we know that 49 and 67 hundredths is greater than 4 tens and 5 ones, so it rounds to 5 tens. So we're going to use that understanding to solve problems where we're going to mix in ideas from other lessons. Take this problem as an example. A trip from New York to Seattle is 2,851 1/10 of a mile. A family wants to make the drive in 10 days, driving the same number of miles each day. About how many miles will they drive each day? Round your answer to the nearest tenth of the mile. Okay, this problem is going to require multiple steps. Think about the first step and do that, and then think about the next step. First step that I did is I took 2,852 1/10 of a mile, and I divided it by 10. This is the distance of the trip. This is how many days. So we want to see how many miles per day. And when we solve that, we see that there are 285 21 hundredths of a mile per day. What I'm going to do then is use my vertical number line and decomposition to round to the nearest tenth. When I do that, I have 2,852 tenths. Again, put this on the decomposition chart. Okay, plus 1 tenth is 2,853 tenths. I have my middle, and when I put my number onto the chart, I see that it is closer to 2,852 tenths, which translates into 285 2/10 of a mile each day. Okay, let's look at another problem. A decimal number has 2 digits to the right of its decimal point. If we round to the nearest tenth, the result is 18 6/10. What is the maximum possible value of this decimal? Now, we know that we're already going to start with 18 and 2 numbers to the right of the decimal. And we are also provided a partially filled out number line. We know that when we look at this number line, we are rounding down, so it's going to round to 18 6/10. What they want to find out is how high can we go without actually crossing this line here. So we're going to use this base number at the bottom as our first place for the tenth. So we're going to have 6/10 because we round down to 6/10 here. Now we also need to know that our number is not going to cross this middle line. If that middle number is 1,865 hundredths, we're just going to go one less. So we have 1,864 hundredths, which gives us 18 64 hundredths as our maximum possible solution. Anything greater than that, we would be rounding up to 18 7/10. Using what we already know, let's try to solve the next problem. Okay, this is the same problem, only instead of looking for the maximum value, we are now looking for the minimum possible value. And looking at you'll also notice that the number line has changed so that we are now rounding up. So we're trying to figure out what number is going to be here, just above the line. Solve this on your own, and then I'll show you. Okay, simply using the vertical number line, we know that this line here is 1,855 hundredths, or 18 55 hundredths, which is exactly where the middle line is, which is also where we round up to 18 6/10. So what I did here is we took that 18 5/10 tenths, and we just need to add the 5 hundredths, and then we will be rounding up to 6 because we are in this section right here, right where that line is, so that we round up.